Hello, Augie. Hello. Hello, Eddie. Hello and welcome back to Art Therapy with Jen. Today I'm going to be doing another One Magazine challenge page. I'm going to be using this Garden and Gun magazine that I harvested last week on the channel to make this collage art journal page. Now if you're curious as to my flip through process and you just want to hear me ramble and chat and look at pretty images, check out that video from last week where I show me going through every page. I talk about what I'm keeping, why I'm keeping it, and all that good stuff. But today we're going to put those images to use. And if this is your first time tuning in to one of my One Magazine challenges, what I do is I take one magazine, I flip through it, I pull out any pages that I think I might use, and I make a collage art journal page using only images from that magazine, and I tell a story. Now we're switching it up a little bit this week because I'm going to add another kind of hidden page. I tried this with magazine collage for the first time. I reckon it was a couple weeks ago, and I made an extra little pocket with a envelope and I really loved it, so I'm doubling up this week. I'm using two old greeting cards that I have and I'm making a little hidden window on the page, collage within collage. Just, I don't know, I'm going with it. So I just put those facing each other, glued them down with some good old glue stick, and just gonna let them dry before we pull out all our images and see what kind of story we can tell. So now that it's dry, I'm just going through any images that I think I could use for the background, and I'm ripping all the excess off, I guess, so that I just only have to look at the parts of the images I think I may use, you know, get that noise out of there and really see how things might come together, seeing what I want to rip, what I want to cut, all that good stuff. I just kind of see what speaks to me. And I wanted to cut this image, and actually this image is this jumping off point that kind of started this story. It's this cute, like, old antique general store somewhere in Kentucky. I don't know, it spoke to me. That is a building that's got some stories. And to start off, I took this image of this moss-covered bridge out in the woods somewhere, and that's going to be our starting point. And I wanted to play around with it so that part of it went inside that hidden page, also on the outside, and it kind of visually ties them together. Not doing anything fancy, I just folded the page over to see where to cut and did that. You'll see me, I'll just kind of rip some of the pages as well, so just whatever works. This is a new thing for me. I've done it in junk journals using these flaps or extra pages, but it's been really fun using them in a magazine collage page. If you got some old letters sitting around, or junk mail envelopes, or just whatever, Lord knows we get so much paper and packaging and all kinds of stuff, you know, just give it a go. It's fun. And then on top of those, I'm adding this image. I reckon it's like an antique or custom old school dueling pistol or something. I don't know. I'm not a gun aficionado, but they're pretty. And then while that dries, I'm going to start working on the page opposite of it and just having fun. One nice thing I will say about using one magazine is a lot of times it's almost like they have the same photographer, so you kind of get the same vibe that ties in. Downside is sometimes you just don't have many images to work with. I don't know. Every magazine to me that I use has its own vibe. Does that make sense? I don't know. And then I glued down this really cute picture of, I reckon it's Charleston. I think y'all correct me if I'm wrong, but it's really cute with those colorful buildings. fun fact, the last city I lived in with my apartment, I originally was going to try to rent this one place, but Lord, they filled up so fast because they were like cheap and really nice places. And he had a couple places that he had painted in those colors, I guess, to mimic Charleston like that. So it was really neat. I really wanted to live there, but didn't work out. It's cute in the picture though. And now I'm just adding some more borders around to cover that white space. And I don't know, when in doubt, y'all, just take them little strips of paper you cut and rip off and just start adding them in places. It ties the colors in on each side, and I don't know, I just like doing it. Y'all know me and my little paper scraps. I just can't help it. And now I'm taking that cute little general store that's going to be central to our story, and that's going to be the main image on the inside of that hidden page. That's going to be the biggest part of our story today. And now I'm cutting out this awesome like painting, or I don't know, it's not a photograph, it's actually like someone has digitally painted this or something, of all these ducks flying in the snow over the water. It's so pretty to me, and I usually don't like to use non-photographic pictures. I like to always use like real life pictures, but I really enjoyed these, and I just had to use them. And that's going to be the bottom flap there. And to go with that, let's see, oh, I'm covering up borders there. Sorry y'all, I swear I figure out this whole camera zoom with these extra pockets here after a while. Just it makes the page quite a little bit bigger, and I was in the zone. There we are. I gotta get more glue sticks, come to find out. Y'all see me switch out my glue stick a minute ago? Crazy. But to go with that duck picture is going to be this guy, which is also another painting. And he is whittling ducks out of wood. So it ties into that. And that image isn't quite big enough to cover that whole flap. So I'm just taking some of these ripped up bits and putting them around the white space that would show before I glue that guy down. And just playing around. Like I said, before you finish, like if you're still working on a page, don't throw those little scraps away right away. Just keep them by your desk. You may use them. You may use them. Worst case, you can weave them in and out. You can do all kinds of stuff with them. I don't know. Like I said, I got a problem. I really like them. So now we're going to put this feller down here. And it looks like he's made him a duck and a Kleenex holder or something. I don't know. He sits in his little shop there and watches, and he's real inspired by these ducks down at the bottom, and he makes them out of wood. And y'all see where this is going? You see this first little part of the story here? And I like the fact that here, I'll do a hint. Since it's not an actual photograph, it's like a memory. Where are we going with this? What do y'all think? And then I just wanted to add some more interest to that front flap because, I don't know, it was just too much same old. So I just cut that one picture at the horizon and had it set on that flap there. And I kind of ripped it at an angle so it wasn't just square. So here's a closer look at what I have so far on each side there. And then in the flap, let's take a look at my feller there and his store, and just having fun with it. I really like the vibe of this page. I don't know if it's because it's like all this southern stuff, but I just love it. So now let's find the rest of our cast of characters. So I've already gone ahead off camera and removed all the excess off of these images. And we're going to see what we're working with. Oh, I love that image of that girl holding all those textiles there. So I started with this image of these three kids holding hands and running up into probably into the woods or a field somewhere. I really love this image because it reminds me a lot of my childhood, because I used to stay at this one lady's house after school, and she had a huge field behind her house that went in the woods, and I mean, Lord, we got in so much trouble running in that field and doing all kinds of stuff. I mean, that was our app, you know. And it just reminded me of that. All kinds of stuff. And so we got these kids, they're all together, they're friends, they're, you know, growing up in this small town that's got this general store, and they're having a good old time in that field. Hopefully they won't run across no briars or nothing. Y'all know what I mean. And then this issue had some of the cutest dogs, so I have to add some dogs because, I mean, why not? Every page is better with animals, right? I used to never use them, but here lately I've been really loving adding animals to as many pages as I can, and I love that magazines are featuring them more, so yay. Y'all seem to really enjoy my cat page before, so we're gonna have a dog page here. And I'm gonna think that these are that feller inside the flap there. He's got dogs, you know. He seems like a sound individual, like he'd have some dogs, you know, sitting up on that porch just chilling out. And now I found these images of these people when they're a little bit older, and I got to thinking, these are these kids when they're grown up and they're still in this small town, but this is kind of them in the present, versus on the right side that's them growing up, and it'll be like the different paths they took, the way the city changed. Y'all know what I mean? Like, they all did different paths, they all grew up in this small town, and any y'all that have grown up in a small rural type town, y'all know it's just a whole it's a whole nother thing. I mean, I guess I didn't grow up in the city, so maybe the city's a whole nother thing too, but in the image we have two girls and a guy, so I found these two ladies here, and the guitar one, the one that has those beautiful textiles, like I don't know what she's dyeing that fabric with, but it is gorgeous. And then we have this guy with his dog, because he grew up with the love of dogs because of those other dogs there. I don't know, these images just really, sometimes it takes me to the end of the page to really have a story come together, but this page, it was the whole way. It was so fun to do. So stress relieving and just fun to tell a story. And I added, you know, an image, dogs running with a horse, and just fun times. So here's what it looks like with the people and the critters added. Got my dog there. Closer look of the flap there. This page was a struggle too, because I still had my fan right there at desk level. Y'all can see the papers probably moving around. And I was just trying to keep everything from blowing off the thing because it was hot. Lord, I can't wait till it cools down. Y'all don't even know. If you don't have air conditioning, it is just miserable. We're still in the 90s here. But anyway, whole nother story. Y'all probably done hearing me bellyache about it being so hot. But let's start doing our words. So this was the first thing I found, and it just clicked everything together. It's back to our roots. So maybe these people, they moved off of where they grew up and they're back, or I don't know, sounds like a start of a lifetime maybe, right? It says, because these are stories, if I'd move my hand, they will tell when you're gone. Oh, and then that's a little blurb about the general store. And I don't know, this whole page just came together very nice. I have Southern ingenuity because, of course, this guy is going to be like at all the festivals and stuff selling these works of art that he has whittled. And it's just going to be like, dude, this guy did that by hand? Holy crap. You know what I mean? And then says, not all art is framed. And I think that's part two, and it just kind of hit me as I'm watching this back. I just realized all these images are these people that have grown up, they're in an art or a craft in a way. So we have the person playing the guitar, the person dyeing textiles, and then the one raising and training dogs. And I want to thank this guy that's whittling these ducks. He's kind of somebody in the neighborhood that everybody knows. And I don't know, y'all had those people when you were growing up that they just inspire you and affect you in some way, like a really awesome teacher you had or something like that. And I think this is probably a testament of how awesome this guy was in encouraging them to find passions and stuff. And they've taken those passions back to their roots and back to the town where it all started. Does that make sense? Sometimes I go off on this stuff and I'm like, Jennifer, you are crazy. You do not need to put that in the video, but I don't know, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. So here's what it looks like with all the words. So we have your journey to you begins now. Back to our roots. Oh, I love that. Southern agenda. Not all art is framed. The more you connect, the closer you get. I wasn't sure I needed a dog until, let's see, I went too fast there. Sorry, y'all. Because these are the stories they will tell when you are gone. And Southern ingenuity. Oh, and now I'm back. Sometimes, y'all, I have days in between steps of these pages just because of how my schedule falls. This is one of those, so I was ready to go back in and do my doodling with my Sharpie. And I'm just going around the border there. This felt like a page that needed a bit, you know, of a darker border. Let's see, and I'm actually, let's see if my cord will reach. I'm going to actually grab the finished page and put it in front of me so I can read the rest of that text to y'all. Haha, I could reach it. Because this part's pretty self-explanatory. If y'all have watched my videos before, I'm going around, I'm outlining the words. Y'all know I like to just take my pens and my Sharpie and just doodle in an outline and go on. But I wanted to, okay, that little text beside the dog at the bottom, it says, I wasn't sure I needed a dog in my life. Now I'm sure I could not have survived without one. Okay, and y'all will see there I'm taking a white paint pen and doing my outlining and highlighting and things. And then that little text box right beside the country store, it says, a country outpost gives a poet an education no book could provide. I love that. I just love the way this page came together. And this is a different pen I'm using here, this white paint pen, because my Posca's just dried up, y'all. I've just used the full out of it. This one was one, I like bought a pack of like on Jet pens or something a long while back, a bunch of like a white pen tryout pack or something. This one is a Faber-Castell Pitt, P-I-T-T artist pen in white 101. Is alright. I think my Posca is still my favorite. It's just a lot more opaque, but this one did the job. This one went on really smooth and nice. It's just that when it dried a lot more transparent than I liked. Just a FYI. But I'm waiting until around Christmas and I'm gonna ask for a couple Poscas. Now I'm taking this this Faber-Castell Pitt, P-I-T-T paint pen. And I'm going to be going around and adding these little, I don't know, I've done these in a few pages. I just love drawing them on. It's something I've done since I was little. I don't know, I've always done these on like geometric shapes, but I thought it fit with this one because it looks like stylized roots in a way. And we're going to be taking this and not only putting it around this little country store, to give it like, it's like they're thinking back. Y'all remember in shows they used to do this fuzzy border when people had a flashback and they had memories. Just kind of giving it that feel, and also they're remembering back fondly. So it almost gives it like a magical quality, because when you're young, everything's just so magical, right? Like seeing somebody whittle a duck out of an old block of wood, it's just like this magical thing, like he's a Geppetto or something, you know, like a southern Geppetto. I don't know if he'd be Geppetto, probably like Gary. I don't know what the southern equivalent of Geppetto is, but y'all know what I mean. And just putting that all around there and showing how these roots all connected. And I was originally just going to put it on the inside and have it poking out, but y'all know how I am. Y'all know I'm going to be putting that everywhere. I'm one of those, I'm like, I should leave the page alone. I don't ever leave the page alone. I always add something else to it. And that's alright. It ain't that deep. It ain't that serious. So I always tell y'all, just have fun with your journals. And before I go back, oh, never mind, there I am back. I was going to say I'm just adding little things with the Sharpie around. But I'm connecting it to the front and the back of those flaps. And really highlighting the children running into the field there. I don't know. I guess this one just hits home to me, y'all. Because I moved away from my little podunk hometown just as soon as I could, y'all. I moved away to college. I went, you know, I lived several different cities. And now I'm back where I grew up. And this is the longest I've been in one spot. Gosh. Since I was 18. I would move every few months. I mean, it's crazy to me. I don't know. Whole nother story, whole nother day. But this page, it just really hits me. I mean, there was a few people that inspired me that way, but I don't know. I don't know, y'all. Any of y'all return back to your hometowns? I don't know, and I vowed I would never come back here. And here I am. Fun fact, I work like within sight of where I went to high school. It's wild. It's absolutely wild. And I always thought I was going to be that one that would never come back. And, you know, I have to say, after living other places my whole life, there's something about when I'm heading back home in the evenings and I see, you know, the Smoky Mountains in the background. I see those mountains. I see that horizon. It does something to my soul, y'all. It does something to my soul. You know, where I live may not be perfect. And Lord knows it's got tons of issues. Lord help. But, I don't know. It gets in your soul. It does. It does. I don't know if that's just hillbilly me talking, but it really does. I don't know. Again, whole nother story, whole nother day. Do y'all like it when I talk and I add stories in with it, or would y'all like if I just kept it strictly to the page and like different things I'm doing? I don't know. I think it depends on the page. Like this one's a very personal page to me, so I don't know. Still best friends with my best friend that I met first day of kindergarten. We connected back up. We both moved away and now we're both back. So it's just kind of weird, y'all. If you're watching, hey girl. What's up? But yeah, I don't know. Y'all see me here. I'm just going around because again, I'm crazy. And all those white roots or vines, whatever you want to call them, I'm just going around and outlining all the white with a black gel pen because I liked it to stand out more, and I like that that white curlicue root there to have a solid border. Like, I don't know, it gives it more weight on the page, and I wanted it, I don't know how to describe it. It's like when you're working in a digital image and you have different layers. Like I wanted that layer to be brought more toward the front. And so I'm going around and outlining everything. And I don't know if y'all can see. I know I lift up my hand a couple times. I just went to town. I'm so dumb. I always try to go right. Yeah, y'all see there? I always try to go from right to left because I'm left-handed. I kept pulling at my arm. I'm like, are you serious? But I'm left-handed, so I always try to work right to left so I don't get all that crap up on my arm. But I mean, I was just having so much fun with this. I just went wherever, and I don't know. And this is even a fast-drying gel pen, so it's not as bad. I don't know. Any y'all lefties, you feel my pain. I always have stuff all up over my arm. By the end of the work day where I am writing stuff all day, I've never written so much since I have been in school, y'all. Like back in the day before, you know, you were typing stuff. And my hand's always just covered in ink on the side of it. So I'm just used to it. I'm just like, yeah, I'm left-handed. It's my life. We're cool though. We're the real ones. The right-handed people are weird. I mean, no offense to y'all. I mean, I have friends who are right-handed, but I wonder about you. I do. I don't know. Fun fact: there's only one person in my family, my immediate family, who's right-handed. We're almost all lefties. Isn't that crazy? And where I work, a lot of people are lefties. I was shocked. It's just so fun to doodle, y'all. I recommend it. If you're just needing some stress relief, you don't want to make a page, just doodle. Have fun with it. But with that, that is going to be the finished page. So we're going to have one final closer look to see how it turned out. I love the addition of those white roots because it gives it a more, I guess, storybook, maybe almost cartoony juvenile quality on top of the magazine. I really enjoy it. There's my dog. See, and there's the flap opened up, and here's their memory. This is where they've come from. So, you know, the kids are kind of running into that memory with the little general store there and that guy's inspiration and what he passed down to them. Alrighty, y'all. Hope you enjoyed the video today. Thank y'all so much for watching. Thank you for helping me reach 1,000 subscribers on here as well. Yay! Thank you so much. And y'all have a wonderful day. Bye, guys.